Hello everyone, Justin from LitTube here, coming at you with another Face2Face video. This week, I want to talk about a current event that's happening in the political world. This past Friday, President-elect Donald Trump nominated Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions to be the next Attorney General of the United States. Now, among other things, this is going to be very bad for the medical and recreational marijuana movements. We've made a lot of progress as a country on medical and recreational marijuana legalization over the past few years. The vast majority of Americans support medical marijuana legalization, and just about over 50% support full recreational legalization of marijuana. And those percentages are climbing as time goes by. People are getting more progressive on this issue over time. And Jeff Sessions has notoriously been against marijuana legalization and really someone that wants to continue the war on drugs altogether. And another thing I should mention about Jeff Sessions is that back in April of this year, during a Senate meeting, he was on record saying the following: "Good people don't smoke marijuana. We need grown-ups in Washington to say marijuana is not the kind of thing that ought to be legalized. It ought not to be minimized, that it is in fact a very real danger. To make it socially acceptable creates increased demand and results in people being addicted and being impacted adversely." So, first of all, I want to point out on this that there's really not a whole lot of cases of people actually getting physically addicted to marijuana. I mean, it's more one of those things that, sure, it can be a vice. It can be one of those things that, maybe you spend more money on it than you should, and you're doing it more often than you should, or something like that. But it's not even to the level of cigarettes or alcohol where, there's very real possibilities of becoming addicted to cigarettes or an alcoholic. And that kind of physical dependability on the substance just isn't there with marijuana. So Jeff Sessions already is showing a lack of being educated on this topic. Now, the other thing I'm going to want to point out here is that the Republican Party, where Jeff Sessions comes from, is supposed to be the party of returning power to the states. It's that if you're a true Republican, you're supposed to believe that you want to minimize the federal government telling people how to run their lives, and you want the state governments and local governments to have the power over the laws, by and large. So really, it makes no sense to take the position of, wanting to reverse things that are getting passed through from the states. California and Nevada, this election cycle, are moving towards full legalization recreationally for marijuana. And a Jeff Sessions Attorney General appointment could potentially nullify that progress. There are certain things the Attorney General has in his power to do that can certainly halt this type of legislation going through or block certain aspects of it. So, President-elect Donald Trump's appointment here, among other things, is going to be bad for the marijuana industry. It's going to be bad for progressives that wanted to move towards legalizing marijuana, particularly for even medical use. I think just about everybody agrees it should be legal for medical use if it has medical purposes. Why not have that at our disposal? But Senator Jeff Sessions does not agree with that sentiment. So I just wanted to report this news to everybody, let you know what's going on in the world here. There are many other things that this appointment, should it go through, will affect, but I just wanted to focus on the marijuana legalization issue and let everyone know that Senator Jeff Sessions is against marijuana and will crack down on marijuana and other drugs in the United States. He's very much one of those old school war on drugs kind of politicians. Whereas had Trump appointed someone like Rudy Giuliani or some other Republican that was loyal to him during the election process, there probably wouldn't be as much movement to expect on this. I mean, they wouldn't be progressive on it, but they wouldn't be outright trying to block legislation. But that's very likely what you're going to get with Sessions. And it should be noted, while we're on the subject of President-elect Donald Trump, so far with his cabinet appointments, he does seem to be focusing on, rewarding people that were loyal to him as he was campaigning for the President of the United States. And Senator Jeff Sessions was one of the first politicians to come out and support and endorse Donald Trump for the presidency. So we're seeing Donald Trump surrounding himself with mostly people that were loyal to him during the process, but also reaching out to other people like Ted Cruz, the governor of South Carolina. I think her name was Nikki Haley or something like that. She endorsed Marco Rubio over him, but he seems to be putting some of those grudges aside, and he's trying to get these Republicans together in his cabinet. But it should be noted, for a guy that said he was going to, drain the swamp of Washington, well, right now all he's doing is basically appointing establishment Republicans to his cabinet. So it's going to be very interesting in the coming weeks to see how all the appointments, nominations for his cabinet and other positions in the government shake out. But so far, this is the type of results we're getting. These are the type of people we're looking at. Senator Jeff Sessions, Rudy Giuliani, Ted Cruz. These are the kind of people you may be seeing in Trump's cabinet and holding high-level positions in the government. So thanks for tuning in this week. Hope you found this to be informative. If you'd like additional information on this topic, I have provided a couple article links in the description for this video. And hope you all have a good rest of your week. And keep tuning in and liking and subscribing our videos. Thanks.